Hi guys, my name is Victoria and I'm glad to see you in Ventus Tutorials. Today I would like to make a short overview of our new platform and help you figure out its basic functions. In a few minutes you will see how to log in, create an organization, project in this organization and finally create the virtual machine belong to this project. So let's start and enjoy. Firstly, following the new homepage of Ventus Cloud, we can see the next interface. As I have the account already registered on the Ventus Cloud portal, I am going to use its credentials to log in. So I just specify the email and the password that I've used during registration and click the login icon. After these basic steps of the login process, you will be redirected to the last page that you used before logging out of your last session. If you haven't yet passed registration process, on the authorization page, click on the register icon, follow the instructions and provide all the required information. To find additional information about the registration process, please see the article named New Account in our official documentation. So next, let's see the organizations page and try to create the new one. If you are a new user and have just created the new account, you will be automatically redirected to the organizations page. If you aren't a new user as I now, but want to get to the organizations page, you need on the home page to select the Organizations tab from the sidebar menu. This action will redirect you to the Organizations page where you can find all created organizations and organizations to which project the user has an access, your user role in these organizations, create button and search bar. So, to create a new organization, we need firstly click on the create icon, then on the next open window specify the name of the organization, let it be test.org, click on the create icon, and here it is, you created your new organization in which your user has an administrator role. You can add more administrators to the selected organization from the administrators page, but now we won't stop here, so if you need to do it, you can find additional information in the article named Organizations and Administrators from our official documentation. Next, you need to create the project in this organization. For this, firstly, you need to click on the name of the organization and the section will redirect you to the projects page, where you can find all created projects related to the selected organization. To create a new project, we need to click on the Create icon in the upper left corner, then on the next open window specify the name of the project, let it be Test1, and the region. In my case, I want this project will belong to the Vienna region. Please notice here that all other resources that will be created in this project will belong to this selected region too. After fields were specified, I click on the Create icon and the newly created project will be added to the projects page. If you want to edit or delete it, you can easily do this just by clicking on the Actions icon, which opens a list of available management actions for the selected project. If you want to start work in this project and create other subsequent services provided by the Ventus Cloud within this project, firstly click on its name, and after this action you will be redirected to the Project Overview page and get access to the extended sidebar menu, the tabs of which you can use for direction to the pages of the desired services. In our case, let's select the tab of Virtual Machines and try to create the new one. For this, we need to open the Virtual Machines page and click on the Create VM icon in the upper left corner. Then, on the next open window, specify the following fields. The name, in my case, let it be Test VM. Flavor, I select VC1 as I don't need a large instance for this example. Next field is Image, I would like to use one of the Ubuntu images. And next one is Key Pair field. Here you need to select the SSH key which you will use to connect to this VM. You can select one of the previously created on the SSH keys page, or if you haven't created any keys in this project the same as I now, you can select this option and create a new one just on this current step. Come up with the name of the key and click the Create button. The next open page will provide your private key, and you can save it to a server by clicking on the Copy to Clipboard icon here. Please notice that you will have access to the private key only after its creation, so please save it to a private server if it is necessary. After this now, I can select this key from a new virtual machine and move on to the next field Networks, where I would like to select the only default public network. Next, I need to add firewalls. I add here just the default firewall 2, which allows access to the internet from the VM, but denies almost all access on the VM from outside, except the objects belonging to the same default firewall. Thus, using only the default one, we cannot connect to the selected virtual machine remotely via SSH. To resolve this, we need to add the additional firewall with a rule that will allow incoming traffic to port 22 and assign this firewall to the VM, or just add the required rule to the firewall that was already assigned to the virtual machine. To find additional information about firewalls, please see the articles named Firewalls and Firewall Rules and connect to the Linux VM via SSH from our official documentation. And the last field here is volume size, where you need to provide the preferred disk size for the VM. I select here default 10, this is the minimal size. And also just below this field, I make a mark for after deleting volume when the instance is terminated. Finally, after all fields were specified, click on the Create icon and the newly created VM will be added to the virtual machines page with the status active. Now, let's go back to the projects page and try to create one more project but in another region. So, from the sidebar menu, I choose the Projects tab. Click on the Create Project icon here, come up with the name of the new project, let it be Test2, then select the region, now let it be the Upper Austria, and click on the Create icon. After this, if I click on the name of this project, I will be redirected to its overview page, where I can see that my newly created project is empty, and I can't see resources that were created in the other projects but in the one organization. For example, if I go to the virtual machines page, I can't find here my recently created instance named TestVM that I created in the project named Test1. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, all resources created within one project will belong to the same region in which this project was created, and we can't share these resources among the projects, but we can add users to the created project with the help of the groups. To add users to the project, you need to create a group in which you can add the list of projects and the corresponding list of users who will be added to this project as a member. Please notice here, added members will have access to projects from this group and accordingly to all resources in this project, but will not be able to see information about each other and manage the groups and administrators of the organization that owns this project. To find additional information about groups, please see the article named Projects and Groups in our official documentation. So that's all for today. I hope your first impression of our new platform is pretty good and you are ready to dive deeper into our new functionality.